Welcome back to Golf Xtra. Long one of golf's biggest names and greatest ambassadors, in recent tournaments, Rory McIlroy has fallen on some difficult stretches of play, namely his missed cut at the 2023 Masters tournament. In addition, Rory's tired appearances and recent press conferences have drawn concern from fans that his dogged defense of the PGA Tour has taken a toll on his psyche. This all begs the question, does Rory's break from golf mark a decline in his game? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into the current state of Rory McIlroy after several setbacks. Around the tour of the year, Rory McIlroy looked unstoppable as he rose to the top of the world rankings. After he prevailed for the win at the CJ Cup in South Carolina on the PGA Tour, Rory became the top-ranking golfer in the world once again. The win was a triumph for McIlroy, who had fallen out of the top 10 near the end of the 2021 season. After the CJ Cup, McIlroy talked to Sky Sports about how much the win meant to him. "It means a lot. I've worked so hard to get myself back to this place. I feel like I'm enjoying the game as much as I ever have. I absolutely love the game of golf. When I go out there and I play with that joy, it's definitely shown over these last 12 months. It feels awesome. I'm looking forward to celebrating with my team tonight and the next couple of weeks because I think it's a big achievement. I'm really proud of myself right now, and I want to go and enjoy this." McIlroy would get to enjoy the ranking for several weeks, during which time he picked up another victory at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic, which included some colorful conflicts with longtime golf villain Patrick Reed. While Rory dropped out of the top spot after Scottie Scheffler won the Waste Management Phoenix Open in mid-February, he largely remained competitive in the weeks to follow, which included a tie for second place at the Arnold Palmer Invitational and a third-place finish at the WGC Dell Technologies Match Play. However, sandwiched between these results was a missed cut at the fifth major, the Players' Championship, which cast some doubt on the consistency of McIlroy's game. Amid the missed cut at the Players only amplified speculation that his increased advocacy for the PGA Tour in its ongoing battle with LIV Golf was taking a toll on his mental state, especially with McIlroy saying after the tournament, "I'm ready to get back to being purely a golfer." Still ranked as the second best player in the world going into the most prestigious golf tournament of all, the Masters, McIlroy remained a heavy favorite. He had never won at Augusta, but a promising round of 64 to end his 2022 Masters effort made even Rory confident that he could finally get his own green jacket in 2023, even though he finished that tournament 3 shots off the lead. Speaking before this year's tournament, McIlroy said of his round in the previous year, "The only thing that I say is that I proved to myself that I could do it. As much as I didn't really get into contention, there was a part of me on the back nine last year that felt I had a chance, and to play the way that I did and to eagle 13 and to have those feelings, in my mind anyway, although he might have felt like that was a breakthrough, his 2023 results certainly didn't show it." McIlroy struggled through the first 2 days of the Masters, ending up with a score of 5 over par. Unfortunately, this wasn't good enough to get him through to the weekend, and McIlroy was one of the golfers who failed to make the cut. This was obviously a disappointment, but even the best golfers sometimes miss cuts. What was even more concerning for Rory was that he withdrew from an upcoming event at the RBC Heritage. This was no ordinary withdrawal, though. Due to the PGA Tour's new Player Impact Program, McIlroy was one of the few players who were required to play in a certain number of designated events in order to earn the financial prize associated with the program. By declining to play in the RBC Heritage, McIlroy fell short of that requirement and subsequently saw $3 million deducted from his payout by the PGA Tour. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan confirmed this by saying, "When we made the commitment to this schedule with the Player Impact Program, we adjusted for one opt-out, and for any second opt-out, you forfeit 25% of the $12 million total unless there were some medical issues." McIlroy hasn't yet given an explicit reason for the withdrawal, aside from saying that it was a personal matter. However, he did speak a little bit more about the specifics of his mindset going forward when he appeared at the Wells Fargo Championship a few weeks after the Masters. "I needed a break for me, obviously, after the disappointment of Augusta, and it's been a pretty taxing 12 months mentally, so it was nice to just try to disconnect and get away from it. But it's nice to come back and feel refreshed." It seems like Rory is referencing the toll that being an advocate for the PGA in their battle against the LIV Tour was taking on him. However, he also had to remember that there were more tournaments yet to play. Going into the Wells Fargo, he said, "I think I'm in a better headspace than I was. Yeah, that run-up to Augusta is always a stressful enough couple of weeks trying to make sure everything's in the right order and making sure your game is in good shape. I think for me, it was a nice reset because I still had to realize that there's 3 more majors this year. There's a ton left to play for." Despite his positive feelings, the Wells Fargo Championship didn't go as planned for McIlroy. He made the cut, but ultimately fell well back in the rankings on his way to a tie for 47th place. But, as Rory said, Augusta wasn't the only major of the year that he could play. There were still 3 more in the year of 2023. But we have to go back to look at McIlroy's experience at the Masters to find out exactly what that might mean for him at the majors to come. Reflecting on this time at Augusta, McIlroy said, "I was never so sure I was going to have a great week at Augusta, and then that happened. The night before, I felt so good, but the game can bring you back down to earth pretty quickly." Regarding the lessons that he learned, McIlroy said, "It was a great lesson to me to not put too much into feelings or vibes. I shot 5 under on the back 9 on Wednesday afternoon in practice, and everything was in a good spot, but that's golf. The best way is to not let yourself get to that level of expectation. I need to have a little more acceptance. When I think back to Augusta in the past few months, my level of acceptance wasn't where it needs to be. If I work on that, I know I'll play some good golf again." After all, McIlroy really wasn't playing very poorly at all going into the Masters. He just hit a stretch of difficult play after a long period of playing lots of tournaments and spending a lot of time communicating with the press about LIV and other issues. Recapping his tournament history, McIlroy said, "They say embrace the struggle. I'm not saying I'm struggling a lot. I had a chance to win Bay Hill. I had a chance to win the match play, and it was only 6 weeks ago. So it's not like this has been a long-term thing. Gives you purpose to go to the range and work on things. Sometimes success can bring complacency, and having little wake-up calls along the way can be a good thing." All that reflection and thinking on McIlroy's behalf seemed to have worked out for him. He made the cut in the PGA Championship, and as of our production after round 3 of the PGA Championship, Rory is sitting 5 strokes off the lead at Oak Hill. We will see what comes of Rory's performance in the subsequent big tournaments this year. So, what do you think about Rory McIlroy's current game? Do you think he'll be back on top of the world golf ranking soon? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.